Hello everyone, this is Sam Wong from Finance Analytics Services team again. Just want to give you some update what happened last week, and yeah, been a pretty tough tough week. While people eating turkey was kind of surprising, the market was shocked on Friday. Stock have had a relatively rocky week as investors reached the Monday and Tuesday sharp rise in bond yields. Then the week where financial sector was up and energy sector was up, but then last week was actually particular Friday wasn't that good. And soon will rebound after 38% dip, along with some vaccine maker stock soared after the news that probably everybody heard about the new variant that could concern and can spread much stronger, possibly mutates, and the vaccination still in review the effectiveness for this new potential variant. So Asian stock actually took a hit on that day, Friday overnight, with Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index closing down 2.7% lower, Tokyo Nikkei falling 2.5%, and Shanghai Composite 1.6%. Frankfurt Stats and Amsterdam's AEX are also the worst performer of the last week. So the market obviously turned to focus on new variant over the fundamentals right now. It's really hard to tell because Friday the volume was not very huge in US because most of the fund managers were in a holiday. And also the Asian market, obviously, the end of the week, end of the month, where the index will do the calculation. So sometimes that's where there's a little bit more manipulation of how the market behave, and with the bad news, is really good excuse for profit taking or sell off. Obviously investor are a little concerned, about that news, and I'm not even know if it's shock or not, because Austria and Germany were shut down, really prior to that announcement. So, or news that CDC told the world about. So maybe they already knew that happened. So this is a 5 weeks, very quickly, a week landscape of looking how Dow Jones we're looking at. Like I said earlier, the first couple of days of the early of the week, actually, it was deep and kind of looked back up, and Nasdaq was actually also having have a high end of Monday, and dip in Tuesday also end up higher than the end of Monday. So those 2 days were kind of a mix, and you can say it was in the intraday, it was up and down, but then have some volatility but a little higher. But then obviously then you kind of slip, and the Friday definitely was the worst day. Dow had down about 900 points, and overall, and which clearly you can see it on this chart, right? So overall, if you compare the beginning of the week, last week versus where you ended at, is almost about you got hit about 900 points over the week and down, and then Nasdaq was also down with the pressure of high yield curve to begin out with this variant news. And then that Tesla, obviously, interesting enough, if you look at it, is also a very big swing of 20% changes in a week. What happened was that after Elon Musk would kind of sell off 5 or 10% stake of the stock that he was claiming, you actually rebound nicely from offers at the bottom of 1050, 1060 range, all the way up to 1200, which is where he started to make the announcement on Twitter and just sell his ownership of the share he owned. But then you can see after that, it actually pretty much have a dip here and then bounce back, and then on basically on 23rd, you can see that it keeps sliding up, and you rebound. But then Friday, obviously, with the news, pretty much everything is down on Friday. So Tesla get a hammer again and back down to 1081 level. So just to give you an idea of how things were swinging, and technically the Nasdaq have been very strong support because of a few shares. Apple reaching a record high. Google was over $3,000, and the Tesla was 1,200, which was record high. Although supporting, even some other Nasdaq high tech stock were down. That was kind of bringing up the overall level, was still higher than what it was, but Friday definitely was a big hit. So the market again changed the focus on the new variant, and here's some key highlight just to share. The People Bank of China left in key prime rate unchanged at 3.85% on last Monday. In meeting earlier, but dropped some of its more hawkish sentiment from the statement accompanying the decision. The yuan, which has, although the U.S. dollars definitely gets stronger, but against one actually gets strong with against the U.S. dollars and edge higher to 6.38 against the dollar. Just something to bear in mind that maybe with this new variant, you have China did a really great job, zero tolerance, and maintained very well, which probably recognized by the world again. The Chinese currency will get even stronger. Who knows? And then the other thing is it also showed the other announcement that came off, which wasn't on here, was the potential impact on Tencent again, because of Weixin and the WeChat Pay is actually going to be regulated. The commercial piece will be regulated in next March. There could be potentially, it will be executed and implemented that policy next year, but again, that is kind of in a socializing phase and kind of potential saying, releasing the potential and assessing what the potential impact may be. So that was driving why Tencent stock and Alibaba were putting hard hit, and also Alibaba, owned by some Japanese, a Japanese company. The Japanese company were kind of in a financial trouble, so they actually sold a lot of shares of Alibaba. That's actually explaining why Alibaba share was plummeting last week or so. If you look at them, they are really actually compared to other Chinese stocks that also have pulled up and now pulled back down. The percentage-wise was more serious than that. And the Benin CEO is buying his first home in crypto-friendly Dubai. So just telling you, the cryptocurrency will really be used now in certain examples. Of course, it's not commonly used, but I'm just trying to give you that update. Electric vehicle leader Tesla gained 5% early of the week. That's we'll see the spike up to $1,200 on the Model S plane will be available. Apple also have intra high and rose to 2% Monday, but Microsoft moved up as well. But share actual space also soared as much as 36% of the space company successfully reached orbit with the LV-07 rocket Friday night. But of course, these stocks took a big hit on Friday. So if you look at those, these definitely went wet as well. President Biden announced pull off 50 million barrels to combat high gasoline price. I'm not sure the oil price dropped due to his execution, but definitely concern of the oil demand driving the oil price end up a week below $70 a barrel. So we'll be closely watching it to see if the oil price will go up. Again, for those who listen to my video, I kind of saying the speculation around the market to saying $90 and $100. Now with these shocking news, if you will, you could driving back the oil back down to $50, right? Who knows? Retail stock earnings were worse than expected. Nordstrom has missed the earning gap, dropped 24% after missing estimate, and Morgan Stanley also selected its price target. So again, retail stock need to be concerned about when the news have been saying that the retail sales have been very strong, very strong. Amazon was doing well, but then some other retail store, in particular in the U.S., wasn't doing well. And over a weekend, the Black Friday data were being collected, and they were showing that this is the first time where you see the decline on online sales on Black Friday. So I'm not sure if that because of people going to store more often. So you will need the company to combine going to the store on site and curbside pickup and also online combined together to see if the figures actually better than previous year. And the best thing is as well is you may want to take away the inflation impact, so then you really apple to apple comparison to normalizing it from year to year. Because obviously things were more expensive with discount. Well, you're still more expensive than before because of the inflation. The Department of Labor report Wednesday that 199,000 people filed for unemployment insurance, down 71,000 from prior weeks, up a revised 207. Again, there's some seasonal effect, seasonal hiring, but regardless, this is just showing that the U.S. economy was strong before having the 5-day news that creates some concerns. European Union, the UK, Japan, and other countries issue travel restriction from South Africa as well as from neighboring countries, sending travel starts slide, including United Airlines and cruise operating Carnival, which are the stock that I will recommend. But again, because of the news, you kind of know that, and you will really dip. This time, if it dips seriously, it will be another opportunity to, for those who haven't bought it, for those who bought it, probably need to average it out when the market will open a rebound, or maybe deem it that this is not a threat, then everything else will back to normal and it'll be good again. So that is, again, I don't have inside information, but I can only share with you, what if this versus that, just like a lawyer will tell you sometimes, using the expertise that he knows. And then the other option, the other thing is U.S. may also really make it effective tomorrow, Monday, that also will ban the South Africa travel or airlines coming to the U.S. and only the U.S. citizen and resident were allowed to enter into territory, but also need to do the testing to make sure they were okay. So I'm not sure if this is really official. Just bear that in mind. That's the control that probably U.S. will put in place as well this time. Hopefully that means it's learning from the last time, right? If this got expanded and really causing a further shutdown was bad. So now with things looking back, you may see, while China is very harsh with the zero tolerance, it may be a right thing to do. The 10-year yield rose to 1.6%. That's also why the stock market, Nasdaq, having some pressure earlier of the month. Weak oil price fell with WTI West Texas Intermediate grew up by 0.3%, 78.38 per barrel. Bitcoin fell by 1%, 57.078. Germany GDP actual was 1.7% versus forecast of 1.8%, last report 2%. South African rand fell 1.5% to its lowest against the dollar in a year because of what happened with the new variant potential. While yields on Benjo 10-year South African government bond shot up by 60 basis points to 9.89%, the highest since May 2020. Dollars have risen against practically every major currency so far this year, except one. At this stage, very little is known, so mutation often less severe, so we shouldn't jump to conclusion. But there's clearly a lot of concern about this one. Douchebag strategy, Jim Ray said in an early note, is probably alignment with the CDC, which some experts already have to spend some time study and see the vaccination effectiveness that the one that have published and being injected and used earlier years. So we'll hear back, but typically it will take 2 weeks, right? So within that time, it's hard to know. So what's next? Obviously, it will be the new variant of COVID. So any news released from about the impact and further shutdown will cause the market panic and sell off. So we don't know. So this is just have to look at how things shape up in the Asian market when open today, and also European market if further sell off, because people will, or at least some of the fund manager will return to the office and resume the operation. So maybe it's just a good excuse for them to start selling, take profit, taking to position themselves with a good year. So I'll keep you posted on that. And job market, would there be any impact? Corporation plan on hiring, how retail sales may be affected for Christmas. So if this is deemed to be serious, and New York already saying state emergency, I believe, don't quote me on that, because sometimes the news wasn't, they don't tell you really what happening exactly. So, and what that meant too. So then that could also have a constraint, right? So Fed Chairman Powell, fresh from nomination for second term by President Joe Biden, due to testify on the CARES Act, Central Bank Pandemic Era Stimulus Program. So this is also some people betting with whether any hint of slowing the tapering now due to the risk of the new virus. So maybe if it is the case, it's a good news, so the market actually go up, right? But that's again uncertainty. I can't speak of that, and I cannot trying to speculate on that. OPEC meeting to see if any further increase of production. From my understanding, last week it was kind of indicated that they don't think they will add production, even with Biden added 50 million. You're trying to push the oil down, but because of the COVID, oil down is down now right now. So we're back to the below $70 level. So if it really continue to be in that trend and concern, it could be now nothing need to be done. Eurozone CPI figure. Eurozone is to release the inflation data for November on Tuesday. Coming Tuesday, consumer price inflation hit a 13-year high of 4.1 in October. So we have to watch again how the market going to be react. Maybe the further sell-off or investor could be cool off over the weekend. Doesn't think it's a big deal. I mean, because I try to study, I try to research, try to look at how much news out there talking about this new variant. It's just not available. It doesn't really tell too much about how serious it is. And so far, it's just few countries that have identified few cases of the people who are infected. And then in South Africa itself, I don't know if the news exaggerated, but it said it used to be 300 people get infected in a day, and because of this new variant, it jumped up to almost 3,000 a day. That's why it becomes putting so much attention, and kind of people will worry about it. The market are trying to collect more information and assess the impact again, because Delta came about, there was some also assessment of that. So if people who want to kind of identify, think through it, what may be happening to the stock market, you can look at the history of last time, what happened to it. So obviously I can tell you, yes, the cruise and the airline stock were dropping, but then, again, after absorbing the information, things were not as bad as it thinks. The markets then will rebound, and CCL actually came back up to be $27 to $30 range from when it was really hot heated to $19. So I will keep you posted on the investment strategy, but at this moment, I don't want you to be overly concerned. You definitely need to inquire and try to learn as much as possible on that. At the same time, do not put your guard down. Make sure you wash your hands, wear masks if appropriate, applicable, like a lot of people with crowd, trying to practice social distancing if possible, and just remember all these things that was taught at the very beginning of the pandemic, and you just have to continue remember that. Just don't think because you get vaccinated you'll be safe, because right now you don't know what's out there. Hopefully this video will be helpful to you, and we'll watch and definitely see how the market react, and I may post a video, in the intraday before the weekend if the market moves enough. Thank you very much, and have a nice and wonderful week.